What is up, y'all? This is Trooper Steve on patrol, streaming now. We are in Results 1 outside Camping World Stadium. Big news coming off later, so you want to make sure you head over to clickorlando.com all the time for the updated news and all that fun stuff. Almost forgot we pre-recorded this thing. But I got a question submitted to me, and it's something I see quite often. Now, I know it's illegal, but to be clear, I don't go and patrol as often as a lot of you guys might think. News 6 is my full-time job. I don't have a marked patrol car anymore. I'm not going out in certain areas and writing tickets all the time. Attend my training. I hang out with other guys and gals out there. I stay up on all the knowledge and stuff, but I can't write as many tickets as I'd like to. So when I see emails and stuff come in that things that, especially if they've been bothering me, I know we got to take Results 1 out and talk about it. And there is a portion of roadway close to my work where I see it a lot, and they must watch News 6 because when I went out there this morning, it wasn't as bad. So I figured we could do a little bit of driving around this morning in areas where I know we could run into some of the problems. And what are we talking about? I'm talking about drivers or people who are parking their cars and blocking sidewalks along really busy areas that should be available for pedestrians. Now, unless you're a construction worker or first responder on a call or something like that, you can't block a public sidewalk. A few weeks ago, we even talked about, during Ask Trooper Steve, hey, can I block it? My driveway goes through. And the answer was no. I don't care if you own the driveway, and if it goes out to the roadway, you are not allowed to block any type of sidewalk. It's ADA protected, things like that. American Disability Act for those that don't. So think about what you're doing when you're doing something like that. I'm trying to find a side street we can cut through. Let me just talk for a second here so I can pull over and talk to you guys. So think about this. You're driving or you're walking, you're out and about, and you're doing what you're supposed to. You're out on the sidewalk. Well, sometimes there are cars that are obstructing that area. Most of the time, this takes place around a business, and I've seen it a lot. I'm not trying to call them out specifically, but it is prevalent along John Young Parkway, Old Winter Garden, and out here in areas where you might not think it's important. But a sidewalk's a sidewalk. A sidewalk is never intended to be used by a car. It's always intended to be used for either a bicyclist, someone in a wheelchair, pedestrian, parents with their kids, me walking my dog. And if it is obstructed, then where are we going to end up going? We're going to end up going to the roadway where there's traffic. So Florida statute 316.1945. If you get a second, go check it out later. It's a amazing read. I'm joking. But it talks about parking properly. No stopping, standing, or parking in prohibited or specified locations. Fire locations, safety zones, sidewalks, limited access driveways and ramps, things like that. On any railroad tracks, bicycle paths. And I know a lot of us think, oh, well, if parking's crazy, if I just park close, I'm fine. No, you're not. Because ultimately, you've got people cruising around. Here's one of these guys on an e-bike, just going right down the road. Gosh, these things are going to be the end of us. All right, so let's hunt for a few so I can give you a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about. So here off of Anderson and Rio Grande, oh yeah, a lot of people will be like, well, Steve, it's not that big of a deal. This is all industrial, but someone's got to walk somewhere, right? So even this tow truck right here would be a violation off to the left-hand side of your screen. Yeah, that tow truck would be a big violation. Actually, 3 vehicles here on Anderson. You can see them kind of just blocking it up. So that sidewalk is a public sidewalk and can't be blocked. that could be cited. And if you have these problems in your community, a lot of things could just be handled with a nice conversation, I think too often we jump to wanting to get into a confrontation when, if I have a problem with my neighbor, I'm just going to be polite and go talk to my neighbor. But if a problem is consistent, you could call code enforcement. So code enforcement is going to be the ones that ultimately handle business for you guys. They're the ones that are making sure that things like, let's see what I could see. Is there anything in front of us that you guys can see? Like, when you're driving around, you see people posting signs on street signs, junk cars for sale, buy cash house right now, all that mess. Those are code enforcement violations. So when you see code enforcement pulling up and they're clipping them off, it's because they have the authority to do that, and they're tasked with making sure everything is accessible, roadways are clear, and that you're paying attention to the rules. Can you be cited for blocking a sidewalk? That's a good question. Let's see what the statute says. Non-moving violation. So yes, no points because you're not physically in the car when you're probably getting the ticket, but you can receive a ticket. And here in Orange County, it's $114. That's not cheap for parking on the sidewalk. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head north here on OBT from Anderson and head towards the John Young Parkway area. How much we got? Plenty of time. We're cruising. Only 7 minutes we've been going for, but kind of just go and take a little patrol around this section, because I really thought this morning we would run into more, but I swore they watched News 6 and they were like, clear the road, clear the road. Kind of funny stuff. So lights getting ready to turn green. I'd like to see a Waymo cruising around, follow that thing for a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. But as we're cruising here, let's talk real quick. So, except when necessary, Florida Statute 316/1945 talks about it is improper for anyone to stop, stand, or park a vehicle on a roadway of any vehicle stopped towards the edge of a curb, on a sidewalk, within an intersection, on a crosswalk, between safety zones. I talk about these safety zones all the time. Upon a bike path, railroad track, or any place where traffic must have access. All right, let's head south here. Left travel lane. And when you have areas like this, what am I talking about like this? I'm scanning a little bit these side streets so I can see what I can find. But when I say like this, I'm talking industrial. There is nothing but small businesses, mechanic shops all over the place. So I understand you might run out of room, but what do I say? Your problems can't become other people's problems. So when you're looking for overflow parking, you can't just park your car wherever you want. Like, to me, it's kind of weird that some people are like, oh, well, it's fine, I can just put my car here. No, you can't. Because then when that bicyclist has to go into the road and a collision occurs, we've got a problem. All right, we're gonna make a left here on Old Winter Garden Road. Traffic today a little crazy. It's getting backed up real quick. It's a fast turning signal. So basically, what am I saying? I'm saying you can't park on the sidewalks. I was trying to show it to you, but just when we go and record things, not everything's always going to be there. But along John Young Parkway in Old Winter Garden, this stuff happens almost too much. And what I mean by too much, I'm saying 3-4 cars every morning, right side of the roadway, are always blocking the sidewalk. This morning, of course, I pulled the truck out. They're not doing it. But there are dangers to doing that, especially in areas like this where pedestrian traffic is kind of big and heavy. Not only pedestrian, but there is a large unhoused population within this portion. So they have the rights, just like anybody, to be driving, to be walking around, to commute as they please. And like I mentioned earlier, disabilities, people with a disabled vehicle trying to get around, they have to be able to use the sidewalks. And if no one's in that car capable of moving it because you decide just to leave it there, we run into problems. Then crashes happen, then complaints happen, then you're going to get a ticket. It's all about just doing the right thing all the time, okay? So this is we might spot a few here. This is where it gets a little busier. I'm on Old Winter Garden now at Tampa. We're headed eastbound. All 3 cars I just passed were all on their phone. This lady back here and that Palisade was like face in it. Look, she's not even looking down. You can't see her, but face is just down. Let's see how long if she picks up right away about traffic. Yeah, nope, not even paying. Gosh, I wish this was still live. It's so much more fun. All right, as we're cruising here, let's pay attention. What are we looking for? We're looking for cars blocking the sidewalk, all right? Right side of the roadway. That driver's exiting a side road, so that's okay. There's a driver in there pulling out. Right side, left side. Scan with me, guys. What are we looking for? That Jeep. How's that Jeep parked? That Jeep's not too bad. Not too bad. UPS up ahead, improperly parked. I don't care. UPS does not have an exemption when parking on anything. Why couldn't you just pull into the driveway there? Not properly parked. As we come over here, this is the hot zone. All right. So, if we're looking right now, what do we see? We see a large intersection here. We're currently eastbound Old Winter Garden at John Young Parkway. Traffic in front of us is flowing left to right in a northbound direction, just to give you a reference, all right? We're going to cross over John Young, but we're going to do some quick camera work, because left and right, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Left side of your screen, there's that Honda Civic, kind of gray, champagne looking. And then to our right, there's a few out on the shoulder. Whether or not they are blocking the sidewalk this morning, that's up for us to find out. We're going to drive. Which way do we want to go? We're going to make a right. All right. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a right. Check it out. Pull a U-turn so we can clearly see what's going on. It's all about maneuvering, guys. It's all about maneuvering. Here we go. So as we're cruising this morning, we're looking for cars. Oh, I got them. We got them. We got them. So this was exactly where I got the message about. Northbound John Young. Excuse me. Take 2. Gotta love it. You guys messaged me. It was south. I am faced northbound. That is southbound. See, even I've got to do it sometimes. Southbound John Young Parkway, right side of the roadway, approaching Old Winter Garden right before 408. There is a used car, a bunch of them. And they all just put their overflow cars out on the sidewalk all the time. Drives a lot of people crazy because there's also a Greyhound bus stop station. There's gas stations around, residential areas. So the pedestrian traffic through this area is rather large. School traffic, bicyclists, pedestrians, all using the sidewalk. Now there is a sidewalk on both sides of the roadway, but I live in America. I could choose what side of the road I walk on. So if I want to walk over there, I should be allowed to do that. Taxpayer dollars paid to have that sidewalk there. ADA protects it for anybody, and it should be available. Just because you have extra cars doesn't mean you get to put them where you want, and there should be some type of enforcement with this. Just as I see this every day. So obviously, I'm trying to figure out, this falls in the city, possibly, but the county can also patrol the city. So someone needs to be fixing this because it's obviously a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm waiting for this light to turn green. We're going to pull a U-turn, and I'm going to show you what cars specifically I'm talking about. This is the longest red light I've ever been at. All right, get ready to pull a U-turn. I'm going to predict within about 5, 4, 3. I'm really off. But if you're just joining on New 6 Plus, you have flipped on over. We're looking at cars blocking sidewalks this morning. Get ready to wrap it up because we're going to go actually target the area in which the complaint originally came from. So as we flip around here, and we're all in a trance with our turn signal noise and staring at this light. Oh my gosh, let's go. All right, here we go. All right, getting ready to turn so we can head south on John Young Parkway, all right? This was the area of the complaint of vehicles blocking the sidewalk. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you're going south here on John Young, right before Old Winter Garden, you get all these businesses right here on the side. Then you get cars that just get parked all along the sidewalk here. Why this is here makes no sense to me and should not be allowed, even temporarily. I know if this happened in my neck of the woods, tickets would be happening. So as you look around, you could just see a lot of, it's industrial area. People are, I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but that's why traffic citations are civil infractions and not criminal, because you're doing it not out of intent to bother people. You're doing it because you're making a mistake. So, ticketable? Yes. $114. Allowed? No. Why? Pedestrians need a place to walk. Cars have all the rights in the world. Pedestrians need some protections too. So head over to clickorlando.com. Let me know where you need. Let me know what you want to see. I need some content, guys. I need to get into Lake County a little bit more. So if you're on New 6 Plus a little bit, you're over on YouTube, you're watching, I'd really like to bring Results 1 into Lake County. Whether you're Claremont, Tavares, Eustis, Mount Dora, and you have a traffic complaint, send it our way. You can email me, smontiero, WKMG.com. Hit up my producer, messages us on Instagram or whatever. They will get to us. We want to go where you are and where you want. I just haven't been to Lake County in quite some time, and I think it needs some love. So guys, I'll talk to you later. Drive safely. See ya.